Hello, hello. Happy Thursday to all of us. Welcome to today's Thursday YouTube live stream. One of our community events that we have, four of them a week. We are so thrilled as always to have you all here with us today. Those that are able to make it to today's live stream, welcome. Very delighted to have you all here. As usual, we are always very thrilled. We're always looking forward to these events as they literally give us the opportunity to engage with you, to have a dialogue with you, and just to have the opportunity to interact, to talk about the industry, and to talk about our ecosystem, to have the opportunity to be informed, educated, and inspired. That's the goal of these community events. And also to keep on developing and building a global decentralized community. And these are two of our four pillars that we always aim to ensure that we take very serious, right? In this current time that we're in, and in this using this new technology known as the blockchain technology, we have to heed to education because there's such a steep learning curve. As we know, there's so much new items coming in, regulations are being piled on a daily basis. It feels like there are so many new changes happening, new cryptocurrencies being developed every single day, new blockchains, new applications, and there's just so much going on that we have to be aware of. And besides that, there's so many things happening on the macroeconomic level as well, as we all anticipating the interest rate cuts in less than 2 weeks. The election year is here. The markets, the economy, we are all looking for an influx, a flood of liquidity rushing in so that we can finally get into the thick of the bull run cycle. And all these geopolitical items that are also we are being challenged with that are going on. So there's so many things that are directly and indirectly affecting the industry that you need to be informed about. And these are the sessions that we take our time to dissect, discuss, inform and educate about. And also we always aim to inspire. We don't want to talk everything doom and gloom. We always look at opportunities instead of challenges. We always look for solutions, that we can add value to our community members, to our ecosystem, and so on and so forth. With that said, today's topic, it's given away, right? Today's topic is and will be United We Stand, right? This is the takeaway of today that we want to take away. How are we united, and how are we standing united? And what contribution does our ecosystem do for us to literally be united, right? And this topic today, the purpose of this topic is to literally inspire us to really understand the importance of us working together, right? And understanding how our ecosystem has put us all together and placed us in a situation where we have a win-win situation. We don't have to outwit each other. We don't have to backstab each other, step on each other's necks to succeed, but rather we were able to develop an ecosystem where we all win together. And the better we work together as a unit, as a community, and as a united ecosystem, the better for us. So we all win together. And as always, we don't like to just leave such a bold statement open-ended. We always want to verify, right, what we say. We want to verify, and we want you to verify it for yourselves as well, right? We always like to challenge the community to think critically, to be, to use our own intellectual abilities and do our own research, right? Use these sessions as your point of reference, right? And then verify for yourself, right? Don't take any word for it. Don't even take my word for it. Verify what we talk about, what we inform and educate about. This will give you that confidence, right? It will give you that confidence that we need to proceed, and also to make sound judgment, to be bold, and not to fall for these emotional cycles in this industry, right? Through fear or greed, like we discussed in our last community event. With that said, once more, welcome. Even those that are new in the community, feel right at home, we are very pleased and humbled to have you all here today. And the regular members, we also are glad to have you all here today as usual. As our ecosystem is growing, we have a lot of members, we're having a lot of comments here. So we'll make it a habit to keep these comments for the end, right? So that we can really get to the meat and potatoes. We can get right into the topic from the very beginning. And then we can really take our time at the end and go through all the comments. And maybe you have any feedbacks, any questions that you want us to discuss. We can do that all at the end of the session. So this is how we are going to move on forward from now, because we are really growing as a community, and it will take me, last time it took me over 20 minutes just to go through the comments, and we really want to get to the topic, and then we'll take our time at the end. This is also due to those that are will be rewatching this video. We want them to really get the best of it, and we want to get to the point as quickly as possible. One of our weaknesses as human beings is some of us have a really short attention span, and we just want to give them an opportunity to get to the meat and potatoes and to the point from the very beginning. So with that said, I want to thank all of you that wrote your comments. They're not in vain. We're going to look at them at the end of the session. We're going to go through every single comment at the end. We'll answer all the questions that you posed. And that's how we're going to do it moving forward. With that said, community, like I said, the topic of today is United We Stand, and I'm so excited and thrilled to go through this topic today, as it really serves to inform, educate, and inspire us to do better and to understand how our ecosystem works, how added value we bring, and that we have a platform that literally, once we use the network effect and we work together, there's nothing that can stop us, right? Don't take my word for it. Let's jump right into it. Bear with me as I'm sharing my screen. And as usual, we don't want to just jump into today's topic. Let's look at the industry as a whole. What's new? What's the latest news? What are we dealing with? What's happening in the industry? What's the market like? These are things that we really need to also look at first before we get to today's topic. Just briefly, let me refresh this. As you see here, we're on CoinMarketCap. First thing that we see here is the fear and greed index. Like we said, it's at 34, right? It hasn't been this low in a very long time. So whenever you see the market being in the red, like we're down almost 2% for the day, this also goes hand in hand with the fear index, right? Whenever the market is fearful, we're in the red, right? Whenever it's greedy, we're in the green. That's how the market works. It's based on emotions. And in our last community event, we clearly discussed how emotional this industry is, and how best to tackle these emotions is by being informed, educated, and inspired, right? As I'm progressing, I'm seeing that Queen Val has already posted all the links. Let's ensure to engage with the tweets. Bullrun is out, Killer Whale is out, Survivor is out. Let's ensure that we are interacting with these tweets, as we know the reason why. It helps reach as many people as possible. And by now we understand the effects of a network effect, but we will get into details as we progress throughout this session. This will bring awareness to the industry, the crypto industry. It will bring awareness to our ecosystem, and this goes a long way. So thank you, Queen Val, for putting these links out for us to retweet and engage with these today. And also for the new members, we have the links out for our Telegram groups on Twitter. For the Telegram groups for Survivor, Killer Whale, and Bullrun. So ensure that you are participating and you are part of our community. We are very active on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Telegram, and also on Zoom, as the Queens have their weekly events on Zoom on Sunday. So with that said, community, let's get back to today's topic. Like we said, there's really nothing much to say. We actually below $2 trillion now, which we haven't been in a while, actually since the beginning of the year. we're down nearly 2% due to the fear and greed index. There was a fake news out here apparently that Nvidia, one of the largest from the stock market, one of the largest institutions, supposedly was subpoenaed by the Department of Justice in the US, but that was fake news, and that just caused a lot of fear in the stock market, and stock market crashed, and also cryptocurrency also market crashed, and we still don't seem to be recovering. But that's the state of the industry, very emotional. And this is why it's important for us to always be on top of the news, know what's happening, why, and what's the move forward, right? So with that said, let's get to some news also that I just want us to briefly go through before we jump into the topic. One familiar thing that we always talk about is in regards to our decentralized wallets, right? DeFi wallets. And it's just so beautiful to see how there's so much progress happening in the crypto space. And right now, this article is beautiful. I'm just going to briefly go through it. The main takeaway is that right now in crypto, the crypto wallet recovery is without how you can recover your wallet without a private key or seed phrase, right? And this is right now a big issue. This is a topic right now that it's a challenge for us that want to do self-custody, right? It's very hard to recover your wallet if you lost your seed phrases, right? So we want to have a technology where it's possible for you to, in a decentralized way, to be able to recover. So this article briefly just highlights the latest technology of wallets. It's an opinion giving ideas on how we can handle that, how we can do that. And the whole idea is to compare with the traditional ways of doing things, right? For example, when you forget your online banking credentials, right? All you need to do is you have to visit your local bank and then show your ID, right? Show your documents, identify yourselves, and you can recover access to your accounts, right? Or you can even lock them. You can even lock your debit card and all that. And you receive new cards, let's say they were stolen or you can't find them anymore, you can lock them, and then you get new sent to your mailing address, right? So these are things that we are so familiar with in the traditional markets, in the traditional finance world, but we are not there yet if it comes to the crypto space. Right now, our reality is that you have to pay attention to your seed phrases, you have to keep them safe, you have to ensure that you don't lose your seed phrases, write them somewhere that you will never lose them, so on and so forth, right? Those things are very important. And it's beautiful to see that many developers are thinking of ways how to facilitate this, right? So while recovery is easy for custodial services, right, like online banking, like we said, or brokerages, things get really complex in the crypto space, right? And on the one hand, self-custody significantly reduces counterparty risk, right? As we are familiar with, like with Mt. Gox or FTX. So if you're having accounts with these centralized exchanges and you don't have self-custody, guess what? Your funds, your assets would be lost and you wouldn't have access to them, right? So it's like it's something that you have to really, like we always say, with self-custody comes a lot of responsibility. Being your own bank comes with a lot of responsibility, right? So you always have to ensure that you pay attention to this. And this really explains it very well. If crypto investors' private keys or seed phrases go missing, there is no customer support team that can help you recover your self-custodial wallets. This is exactly the dilemma that we are facing, right? At this point, the funds are lost forever, right? In fact, a chain analysis report estimates the loss of over 3.7 million Bitcoin, right? Which is worth over 220 billion US dollars at the price of 60,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, right? So which accounts for almost 19% of the current circulating supply. And these are lost forever, right? So we all know that roughly 19% of Bitcoin supply is gone forever, right? Never to resurface again, due to all these technicalities like we just discussed. At the same time, the personal research Coinbase director also reveals that over 912,000 Ethereum were lost as well, which is roughly 2.4 billion dollars worth, right? So the point we're trying to make here is that right now, the way the technology works with crypto, we have to pay attention in how we are keeping our storing our seed phrases. We really have to ensure that we store them safely. Let's not copy them or we back them up on our desktops, take screenshots and all of that. We have to ensure that we keep them safe, and we are aware that being self-custody, having a DeFi wallet comes also with a lot of responsibilities. Community, this is very important. It's one thing to generate wealth, accumulate wealth, but it's a whole other thing to keep that wealth safe, right? Keep your wallet safe. Ensure that we don't fall for scams. We just saw in the community there were some imposters in the community. It's not just us. It's on YouTube also. It's on Twitter. It's Telegram is notorious, known for that. So there's always scammers around. Let's pay attention and let's not fall for those. Don't fall for DMs from admins or all of that. We will never DM you, never ask you for seed phrases, never do any of that, right? So don't fall for all of those things. If you have any questions, we have 4 weekly events, right? 4 times a week, and we have daily Zooms. Come ask those questions on our official community events, or ask questions during the Zoom sessions, right? To be sure that you're talking to the right people, right? Don't fall for DMs and start communicating through DMs, because we'll never DM you. So don't fall for that community. We should know better than that, right? So these are some scenarios that we are all familiar with, how we can lose our seed phrases, right? A crypto user stores the private keys on the desktop and backs up his or her seed phrases on the same device, right? After upgrading a new device, he or she wipes his old or her old computer's hard drive clean, forgetting they stored their keys over there, right? So consequently, all of their crypto holdings are gone forever, right? Another scenario is that investor backs up their seed phrases offline, and the famous sheet. You write it on a sheet of paper, storing it at home, and then you move somewhere to a new apartment, and guess what? It goes missing, you lost it, and so is your wallet as well, right? So these are common things that we all know about. Or if you are a founder and you have a COO, somebody that takes care of the chief operational officer, they control the keys, right? And then you have an altercation with them, you have a dispute with them, then they quit their job, and then they refuse to provide the seed phrases. Now you have an employee that ran away with the community's seed phrases that holds all the assets, all the liquidity pool. So these are all items that can happen that we need to really pay attention to. And this is why it's important for us to somehow find a way how we can improve our current wallets, and find ways how we can be able to unlock or prevent locking users out of their crypto wallets, right? So these are the technologies that developers are currently working on. This is the takeaway. And the way the ideas that they came up with is like using some sort of a mechanism, a smart contract, that you have a backup wallet. And if your main wallet doesn't have activities within months, it automatically transfers your assets, all of them, to your backup wallet, where you'll give your backup wallet, right? So you have basically 2 wallets, and this happens in a decentralized way. It happens through smart contracts, right? So this is the way how we won't have to worry about loss of our funds and all of that, right? And this is just a takeaway of where this technology is taking us. We are in a very early stages, and it's beautiful to see that people are actively looking for solutions, right? I love to see this, that we're progressive. People are looking for solutions to challenges in the space. This is great. Another quick article I just want us to run through is now also with self-custody as well. So those of us that are self-custodian have Trust wallets or MetaMask wallets. MasterCard now officially rolled out a crypto debit card for us, right? Those that have self-custody, right? At least right now, the rollout is in Europe alone, like it started in Europe. And this is great, right? It allows users to make direct purchases using their non-custody wallet, right? So they are DeFi wallets. So now you can use your MasterCard, connect your MasterCard to your DeFi wallet, and make purchases directly. Make purchases directly using your DeFi wallet, right? This is great. This is amazing, because keep in mind, MasterCard already has like 100 million merchants, and this is another way to really bring crypto mainstream, and especially is great for those for the DeFi space, right? It's just beautiful to see how MasterCard is really, and Visa as well, they're really the market leaders in the traditional finance. They don't want to be left behind. And this just shows you that crypto is here to stay, right? This technology is here to stay, and you want to use it by adding value. You want to use it to bring value to people. Remember what we always say. If you want to succeed in this space and accumulate wealth, find a way how to add value or bring value to as many people as possible, right? And do it better than anybody else. And this is an example of that, right? This is great. As us that are using self-custodial wallets, we can now pay for our goods and services with over 100 merchants using our own wallet, like be it MetaMask or whichever it is, like right here, debit card with MetaMask, right? Spend is a big boost for the industry push to further adoption across traditional finance comes after MasterCard piloted a crypto debit card with MetaMask. So they already tested it. It works great with MetaMask. And this pilot program took place in August. So everything went smoothly. It's official and all that. Of course, they have to earn. So they'll be charging issuance fee for the card. You have to pay €1.60. And then you have to pay monthly fees. It's €1. So obviously they're going to make tons of money with it. And then they charge you 0.95, almost 1% on every time you withdraw. You use your debit card to withdraw cash. So of course, they always find ways to also enrich themselves. You can imagine how much transactions are going to be run through. However, this is just part of what we know as traditional industries. That's what they do, right? So these are the news that I just wanted to briefly go through. Now let's get to today's topic, right? As always, when we get to today's topic, community, you know, it's united we stand, right? We always have to set the stage. We always have to set the stage first. The topic is united we stand. But for us to really appreciate how we stand united, we need to understand and look at zoom in on something, right, that really highlights individualism, right? How people struggle on their own to make it in life, right? And then we can zoom back to our ecosystem and highlight the importance of actually using the opportunity of this blockchain technology and the network effect, and seeing how as a collective we can work together as a collective. So we'll go full circle, right? So let's start with individualism, right? And what better way to do that than understanding the economics of the lottery in the US, right? We're not picking on US, it's just the largest economy, and it's just always, there's always so much statistics on it. And it's just beautiful to see how the economics of the lottery in the US works. Why did I pick lottery? Because lottery is based on individualism, right? Here, you're literally hoping to aim to earn big on your own, right? It benefits you, the ticket holder, right? And also what I want to highlight here is that Americans spend a large amount, we'll see how much, but on average, roughly 70 billion a year on tickets, right? On lottery tickets. And obviously, this is a booming business ran by the government, and we'll get into details, right? We'll read through the article briefly just to to have an idea of the reality that we face right now and the magnitude of this flawed economy, right? And how they're taxing the poor through lottery tickets, right? We're going to understand this. And then once we understand this and we zoom out and get into our ecosystem, we'll really understand the difference, especially using the blockchain technology and the network effect, right? So this is the opposite of network effect. Network effect means more people, right? But this is individualism. So you play lottery for yourself, right? And it doesn't benefit your next person. Actually, you're trying to outwit everybody else and outlast everybody else. You want to be the only one winning, right? So with that said, let's get to this article. So we are learning about the economics of the lottery in the US. So let's look at some numbers here, right? So first of all, in 2021 alone, Americans spent over 105 billion US dollars, right, on lottery tickets, making it the most popular form of gambling. So this is insane. 105 billion US dollars. Let's put this in perspective to really understand the magnitude of this number. This is in 1 year alone, right? So that's more than the total spending on music, books, sports teams, movies, video games combined. Combine all of that, but you still won't get this amount just on lottery alone. This just shows you how eager individuals are and desperate to really change their lives overnight, trying to find ways how to just change their lives, right? And they're willing to put in so much money that is actually more than the whole music industry, books, sports teams, movies, and video games combined, right? So what we get for all that money spent on the lottery. And why do so many people play, even though the odds are so low, right? And this is the psychology of humans, right? We'll understand that majority that play this play lottery are actually the ones that need it the most, right? So let's look at some numbers here. Who benefits? Let's understand who actually benefits. And I'm sure we all already know who's the beneficiary of the lottery, right? First of all, we have to understand that all lotteries in the US except from 2 or 3 states that don't have federal tax, but usually you pay up to 40%, close to 40% of all your taxes. When you win, even if it's just $600 and above, you have to pay. And you pay up to 40% of your winnings. You have to give back to the government, right? And the short answer is, of course, the state government win. They are the winners out of this, right? And another thing that I would like us to also look at is this right here. If you pay attention to this right here, those inexpensive lottery tickets add up, right? Because they're roughly $1 or $2, but they add up as funds, right? And for example, like we said in 2021, California, Florida, Massachusetts, they all took in 25 billion combined in lottery income. New York had like 8.5 and Florida had 9 billion. So this is a lot of money, right? A lot of money. And a lot of people also ask themselves, what is it used for, right? And this is for the states, use it for states revenue for education, things like education, like they say, oh, we're spending on education and some other stuff, right? But they are literally taxing the poor, right? And we'll see this in a minute. Like we said, the tickets run between $1 to $2, right? And the irony is that some have argued that lotteries prey on economically disadvantaged, right? Those who most need to stick to their budget, you know, and avoid this unnecessary spending. And to look at the numbers even closely, we also understand that it's between 20, they're all in the 20s or 30s, and they try to change their lives early on through using lottery, right? And we see that the whole purpose, the idea is that to actually tax the poor, literally, right? So let's look at that. Let's look at some numbers again here. And this is very interesting. Usually the elephant in the room is the fact that people with a household income of less than 10,000 a year, you can imagine that's nothing. That's less than $800 a month, right? They're the ones playing lottery, right? And they spend close to $600 a year on lottery tickets, right? And that has led to some analysts to propose more gamification of savings, right? These individuals are lacking financial education because actually they could be making savings for emergency or retirement. They could offer such programs, right, for states, especially for these low-income individuals. But no, these individuals are the ones being exploited, right? And they are the ones that are actually being exploited. They're the retailers that are being exploited. And this is the hidden tax, the poor tax, right, through lottery. And the thing is, another thing that I would like to look at here is that this is due to many of the economic futures of gambling, right? And playing lottery, which requires, and this is the sad part, lottery requires majority to lose in order to have one big winner, right? And this is not just lottery. We have the same concept, but we'll get to that in the crypto space as well, right? Majority will lose. The majority are meant to lose so that only one big winner can be present, right? We'll come back to this article. So this is why we always stress on liquidity, because if you don't have enough liquidity and your project is not liquid enough, there'll only be a handful of winners, right? And the majority are going to lose, will be required to lose, right? And this is what happens in the lottery as well, right? So let's stick to this article. Another thing that is really sad here as well is that many people play lottery every week, right, in the US, and it contributes to, like we say, billions of dollars annually, right? And the governments, they're the winners because they're taxing up to 40% of the winnings, and also they keep the majority of those billions, saying that they're using it for education and other government programs, right? So some play it for fun, while others believe that the lottery is their way and the answer to a better life, right? So the odds of winning the lottery are very low, which is why it should be considered more of an activity where you play for enjoyment rather than holding out hope that you will be you'll be the one that wins big. Now, this last part is really sad, right? Because this is what it says: the economics of how the lottery works is not on the side of the one playing. Let me say it again. The economics of how the lottery works is not on the side of the one playing. So this is exactly what we always preach, right? That the Bullrun ecosystem works for you, not against you. And here you see that such programs, or we even have cryptocurrencies like these, that their economics, their tokenomics, they don't work in your favor, right? They're not for you, right? And this is the takeaway of this article, is that those who need it the most, those who actually are making less than 10,000 a year, are the ones that are being exploited. They're paying the poor tax, right? And the governments are exploiting these individuals heavily. And the governments are really using this substantially, right? And this is what it says. Instead of like using these funds for saved for retirement or to pay off their, of course, the credit and debit cards, they're being exploited, and they're actually using this to purchase these tickets, these lottery tickets that are actually benefiting the state more than them. And majority, like we said, are actually losing, right? It takes the majority to lose for only one person to win, right? So why am I talking about this? Again, let's summarize, because lottery is based on individualism. You have to outwit, outlast, you have to backstab, you have to make sure that you are the only one that is winning, because the more people participate, and you have to see that you're the only winner. The odds are already really small. It's a setup by the government to tax the poor, those that are mostly in need, and that just want to see their lives change, right? Why did I start with this article? It's because, like I say today, we want to just highlight the importance of unity, of working together, of standing together, of having an opportunity to be part of an ecosystem that is developed, that it works best when we all come together and work together. Be it in participation like today, show up, be part of these community events. Like we have the tweets out, let's engage with them as a community, right? Let's ensure that we are active participants, right? And this is important. This is to highlight that unlike lottery, where it's me against you, right? If I win, you lose, right? And this is the mentality, not only in lottery, but this is the mentality even in the crypto space, right? If we go through all of these, right, it's the concept of lottery is the same in all of them, right? Because none of these cryptocurrencies are retaining liquidity for the community. So what does that mean? That means that only a few will win, and the majority will have to lose for a few to win, or a few big winners. To win, it takes majority to lose. And that happens only if you're not retaining liquidity, if you're not efficient, if you're not sustainable, right? And this is where we're heading now. This next article is talking about network effect, the opposite, working together. What is a network effect? I know majority of us understand it, but we have new members in the community, or repetition makes perfect. Network effect, what do we mean with that? It's a phenomenon where a product or service gains additional value as more people use it, right? So the more people are using it, we made an example here where you see individualism, right? Everybody's playing for themselves here. Everybody is fetching for themselves, hustling for themselves. It's individual, right? You want to be the only one winning. The opposite of that is the network effect. And that's the beautiful thing about blockchain technology. Specifically, if we zoom in, our ecosystem was developed to benefit all participants, and we'll get to that shortly, right? So this is what we mean with that. Let's understand something. What is a network effect? Network effect is when the more you use a platform, the more you use the ecosystem, the more users are using the ecosystem, the better it becomes, the more adaptive it becomes, the more efficient it becomes, right? And this is the beautiful thing about this technology. Now imagine the impact that has. We have to take advantage of that, because understanding that, oh, all you need to do is adaptation, usage. The more people embrace this technology, that's how much more value is being brought to this community, more liquidity, more growth, right? If you know that and understand that, don't you think you ought to develop a platform that embraces that, that actually encourages that, right? So you want to be in the right place at the right time. Timing is very important, community. Be part of a community that is ready, hungry, committed, and consistent, like we are, right? This is the only way forward, by working together. We don't have to play the lottery game where only one winner out of the entire community, there's only one person that will win. That's not the case with our ecosystem. And we'll see as we progress, right? What we are doing, community, has not been done before. Many before us have built large communities, right? We know, we are familiar with those community tokens, right? They have large communities, but they lack one thing. And what they lack is a sustainable platform with solid fundamentals that will maintain us beyond a bull cycle pump, right? Every cryptocurrency is doing great during the bull run, right? We can all boast of going through bull runs, right? Everybody wins during a bull run. Easy money, right? There's a lot of liquidity, money is over everywhere, all projects are succeeding. But you see, you can also, after bull run, guess what happens? A bear market comes in, right? All this drop. So you drop as low as you started. This is because if you don't have strong fundamentals, this is what happens. It's just always up and down, right? This is because you're not sustainable, you're not efficient, and we'll get to all of this, right? So first of all, like I say, timing is important. You have to be at the right place at the right time. Let's look at that. What is the right place, right? The right place is right here on the Ethereum blockchain, right? And Ethereum is the platform that ticks all the boxes. It provides all the right tools and advanced smart contract model, right, that we need. Let's look at it. The impact of Ethereum network is extensive and multifaceted, as we know. It's the largest blockchain with smart contract capabilities, right? And the result is multitude and beneficial. So it's good for user adoption and developer communities as well. And especially for the DeFi protocols, because majority of the decentralized finance protocols are on Ethereum network, right? Also, these all are great and positive for network effect, right? Because the more users attract more developers and vice versa, right? Like we say. And Ethereum also has the largest amount of total value locked, meaning liquidity, right? And this is very important. And they have the most applications built on their platform, right? We always talk about this. So number one, you have to be on the right platform. Be on the right, timing is important. Right place, right time, right platform. Why are we at the right place? We're in the crypto industry. That's the perfect place to be right now because it's the most lucrative asset class, right? Right timing. We are not through a bull market yet. The best is yet ahead of us. Thirdly, we're on the right platform, which is the Ethereum platform. This is all cute that we read, but let's not take their word for it. Always verify, think critically, right? So let's look at another source. Let's verify what we just read. Is that true, right? Okay, this is DeFi Llama. You can verify for yourself. Don't even take my word for it. So total locked value. We just read that Ethereum is leading as far as total locked value. Let's verify. This in blue is Ethereum. It's a fact. It's true. Yes, we verified it, right? Ethereum is literally holding almost 57% of all liquidity, of all value, of all assets locked in the blockchain industry. Almost 57% of that is on the Ethereum blockchain. So, okay, it's true, right? They're right. And if you come here and look at it, you see that Ethereum is by far the number one. They're leading by far, right? If you look at total value locked, it's closing in on 45 billion. That's a lot of liquidity. The second is Tron, and Tron has more than six times less liquidity locked on their platform, closing in on 8 billion. By far, Ethereum is just dominating as far as liquidity. So we are on the right platform, right? We're in the right industry. And right now, the elections are still ahead. Interest rate cuts are in less than 2 weeks. Liquidity rush is just ahead of us. So we are at the right place, at the right time, on the right platform. But let's not trust DeFi Llama. Let's look at another source. Let's verify. Is Ethereum really all that, right? So to understand that, let's come to this website here. It's a very reputable website. Let's verify once more, right? So if we look at top stablecoins, where are they? They're mostly on the Ethereum blockchain, right? If we look at treasury bills, which is US debts, where are they? Right here, BlackRock, the liquidity fund, it's on Ethereum. Let's verify for ourselves. Great. If we look at private credit, right? By far, all of them Ethereum, as you see here. They're all on Ethereum. So private credit is mainly, this is Aves. This is your Aves, your compounds, all these lending platforms. Ethereum, leading by far, right? If we look at commodities such as gold, right? Where are they? Ethereum, by far. Paxos and Tether alone have over 1 billion combined, right? And the next one, the third one, is 11 million. So it's minute, right? So by far, Ethereum is even dominating if it comes to commodities. Let's look at tokenized stocks. Who's dominating there? Ethereum. Everywhere you go, Ethereum is dominating. So we've not just double checked through DeFi Llama to verify, but we even triple checked, right? And yes, we verified that, in fact, this is really the reality, right? The reality is that we are on the right platform. So now that we understand that, let's look at some advantages and disadvantages, right, of the network effect. So it will be obvious on the advantage side. So what is the advantage of having a network effect, right? A product or service becomes more valuable as its user base grows. This is something that we as an ecosystem literally took so much advantage of, because we understand that this blockchain technology, it's at its infancy stage, right? Meaning that there's so much room for growth. And if you want to succeed, you have to take opportunities, right? We've learned from Gary that didn't take opportunity, and it was Bill Gates that took advantage of that. So you always want to be on your A game. If you have to take opportunity once you are part of such an early stage of a blockchain technology that is an emerging market. You have to develop something that adds value to majority of people, right? Add value to others. That's the only way you can succeed in life. You can become wealthy in life. Add value to others and do it better than anybody else. So once you understand that concept and you understand that this technology, the more people are using it, the larger user base, this is how your product, your platform, your ecosystem grows. Why don't we add value to individuals instead of exploiting them through taxation and selling them lottery tickets like the government is doing? Why don't we develop a platform that is actually working for them instead of against them, right? So this is the added value. Let's look at another advantage. Improved user experience, right? So this provides opportunities for interaction and collaboration as the user base grows, right? So this is common sense, right? So of course, as the user base grows, as the community grows, and you have strong fundamentals like we have, we will zoom into it and look at it in more details. We have a platform that the more adaptation comes, the more and the better, the more sustainable, the more scarce, the more liquid, and the more your USDC distribution we accumulate. We will look at it in more detail. Another one is competitive edge, and I really like this, right? So companies or projects with strong network effects gain a significant advantage over competitors, right? Our large networks makes it challenging for others to enter the market and provide a better alternative. And this is exactly what we discussed in one of our community events, right? This is why a first mover is always the winner, right? At least for a moment. Like Bitcoin is where they are because they're the very first blockchain technology, the first blockchain. They introduced this technology into they literally run the industry, right? They are the industry. They are the godfather of this industry. And then Ethereum, they are the largest and the fast blockchain with smart contracts, right? Tether is the fast stablecoin. Binance is the fast exchange. Solana is the fastest and cheapest blockchain, and so on and so forth, right? Everybody has their first mover advantage, right? And this gives them the competitive advantage. This is why they're the top. They're the leaders in their respective industries. So this is why, if you realize this, you want to take advantage, look for solutions, find solutions for these challenges in the industry, and become the first mover and have that advantage going for you. And this is exactly what we want. We want to be in DeFi. We want to be the project, ecosystem that, first of all, instead of exploiting the community, is actually developing an ecosystem that is fundamentally solid, sustainable, efficient, and actually has solutions to the 4 challenges that we always discuss, right? Lack of liquidity, inflation, unsustainable staking distributions, and inefficient use of trading volume, right? We'll get to all of that. So increase in innovation. As more users engage with the product, this stimulates innovation, right? And that reduction in costs and all of that, stronger and more identifiable brand. Of course, the larger you become, the more liquid we become, the more staked token and all of that, that will put us on the map, and we'll be able to stand out in the DeFi space, right? And let's look at some disadvantages. But the irony is these disadvantages are actually our advantages. Let's look at them. High entry barrier. It seems like a disadvantage, right? So new entrants may find it challenging to attract users away from established players, right? So right now, like we said, we identified that in the crypto space, these 4 challenges, lack of liquidity, inflation, unsustainable staking distributions, inefficient use of volume. These are challenges that faces by Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Dogecoin, Tron. They all face these challenges, and none of them are addressing them, all 4 of them simultaneously. None of these are addressing them. So when we read that disadvantages are entry barrier for new entrants that will find it challenging, this is good for us, because this is the benefit of being a fast mover. So if we are solution oriented, we're actually solving these challenges through solutions that other cryptocurrencies, especially these large ones, are not even remotely addressing. This puts us in a comfortable position where eventually, once we become larger and as a community and have that network effect, we will produce a high entry barrier, meaning that others that will come after us will find it challenging to attract users away from us. And this is what I want us to really understand in today's message, is that united we stand, and we have a platform that is literally developed in a way that once we go through it, this cycle, that is the most liquid cycle in the industry, our competitors will find it very difficult and challenging to attract users away from us, because we'll be so far ahead of the competition, because as we speak, none of them are addressing these 4 challenges in the industry. And even if you just stick to the top 10 or even the top 5, none of them is accumulating or retaining liquidity. None of them has a true burn mechanism that is scarce. None of them has a sustainable staking distribution. And none of them is using their volume efficiently. None of them, right? None of the top 5 is doing that. So, and we've gone through it multiple times, right? But we'll get into details further. So the point here is that disadvantages area is actually our advantages. And the reason is because we are addressing these challenges. We are ahead of it, right? And now, saturated effect, another challenge. And this is beautiful. The product or platform reaches saturation point in the target demographic. Remember, we had this also in one of our community events. Remember when we discussed that eventually when the industry reaches its maturity stage, its saturation stage, when there's so much liquidity now in the space, this is for others may be a disadvantage. Why? An inability to adjust in such an evolving circumstances, and an unsustainable economic model could result in negative network effects. Here we are again. If you are unsustainable, inefficient, this works negative for you, because you reach a peak that you can't grow any further, right? This is nothing we have to worry about. This is so ironic that they put this as a disadvantage. This is our advantage, because we are sustainable. We have a sustainable economic model, right? We are scarce. We have an efficient use of volume. we retain in liquidity. We have a sustainable staking distributions. So because we are sustainable, we don't have to worry about hitting a plateau and worrying about once we hit a maturity and saturation stage, we won't grow anymore. We don't have to worry about all of this. So this part of this advantage is actually our advantage, right? So I want us to understand the effects of the network effect. It's all about timing. Be in the right industry. We are in the crypto industry. It's the fastest growing asset class, grows faster than real estate, gold, bond market, and debt market, right? And we on the right blockchain, like we just discussed. The Ethereum blockchain is the most liquid. We just verified it multiple times, right? It has the most liquidity, the most developers, and also we saw here, if it comes to commodity, tokenized stocks, if it comes to stable coins, if it comes to treasury bills, tokenized treasury bills, everything is on Ethereum. We just verified it, right? So we are on the right platform as well. And then also, we zooming in, we have the right ecosystem. Now let's zoom in on our ecosystem. We've painted this picture now, and I think we get the idea. We started with individualism. Lottery is about individual. It's you against me, right? And whoever wins takes it all. One winner takes it all, right? This is not the case in the crypto industry. It shouldn't be the case, right? Because here we have a phenomenon known as network effect, and this is being heavily used in our ecosystem. We discussed the pros and cons, right, of the network effect. So let's now start looking at our ecosystem. Let's zoom in and look at how we are using this network effect to our own benefit, that benefits the community as a whole, right? First of all, I would like to congratulate us as far as staking is concerned. Remember when we started 3 weeks ago, we were at 62 or 60% as far as staking. We crossed over 70.6. We are almost 70.7%. So over 70% of our total supply is being locked away in the staking contract. This is impressive. When we started, remember, we were comparing it with the largest, let's go there. We were comparing with the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world, right? Based on their staked amount, right? Based on their staked amount, total staked amount, we were comparing. And at some point we were the 7th, right? And we were so happy about being number 7. Now, guess what? With our 70%, we just surpassed Celestia, right? Celestia is at 69.3%. So right now, officially, we are amongst the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world based on our total staked amount in percentage, right? So with our 70%, we only have Sui, Aptos, and Saga ahead of us. They're all also in their 70s, right? So let's look at these. Let's look at Saga, Aptos, and Sui. Let's look at their tokenomics. Now that we understand that if you have, remember how we saw here, you need us, if you have an unsustainable economic model, your network effect is negative. It brings down your network effect. If you're not sustainable, network effect doesn't work for you. Without naming any names, we have cryptocurrencies here, especially community tokens. They've been around for 7-8 years, right? And the newest one has been around for 4 years, and they hit a plateau. They can't grow any further. Even blockchains, they can't grow any further because they're unsustainable. Let's look at them in detail. Let's look at the 3 that are ahead of us. Let's look at Sui, Aptos, and Saga, right? They're the ones ahead of us. Let's look at their tokenomics. Let's look at their supply and all of that, right? We have to scroll down. The first one is Aptos, right? They're ahead of us. Let's look at Aptos. Aptos right now, they're at a 2.8 billion market cap, as you see, and their current volume is 91 million daily volume, right? 2.8 billion market cap. So Let's look at Aptos for those. Okay, what is Aptos? First of all, let's look at their token unlocks. Let's look at their token unlocks. So what does this mean? The best scenario is that you want your tokens, majority of your tokens, to be in the liquidity pool, right? Because you don't want any inflation coming in, right? So this is important to understand. However, first of all, the supply of Aptos is unlimited. They have an unlimited supply, meaning they keep inflating the market with new tokens, right? So if you see here the unlock part right here, you see that they only have close to 34% unlocked. They have 65% still locked away, meaning that there is a lot of inflation still about to come. And we all know what happens if you have a staking platform that is inflationary, right? It will look like this. Let's go to Aave, for example. We all know what happens to a staking platform that is inflationary, right? This is what it will look like, because the more inflation you get, the more inflationary your token, especially a staking token, the more it drops, because you're inflating the market with more tokens, right? And this is exactly what Aptos is doing, right? They still have so many tokens to be unlocked that will be flooding the market, and they have an unlimited supply. They don't have a banning mechanism either, right? So this will cause a lot of inflation, and this will scare the stakers, and they'll unstake, right? So another thing that I want us to look at is, what is Aptos, right? Aptos is a layer 1 proof of stake blockchain. That's all we need to know. So this is not some random meme coin. This is not some random token. This is an entire blockchain, right? And keep in mind, if we go back and we look at, we are ahead of Cardano, right? We are ahead of Solana. We are ahead of Cosmos and Polkadot, Avalanche. These are all tokens in the top 15, right? Top 5, top 10, top 15. So we're ahead of them already. And like we saw, Aptos is a blockchain that has an unlimited supply. It has a staking platform that obviously is unsustainable, like we see here. And if you're unsustainable, you have a negative network effect. These are not my words. This is fact, right? We all know this to be the truth, right? And we're not picking on Aptos. We're just looking at challenges in the industry, and we show how we are using these challenges as an opportunity, and we come up with solutions for these, right? That's all we're doing right now. We're not bashing anyone. So that's Aptos, right? So let's look at who else is ahead of us right now. There's 3 ahead of us. The next one is Sui, right? Sui has a market cap of over 2 billion. It has over 211 million in volume, daily volume, just 1 day volume, right? And if you look at it so far for the year, it's been running on the side. And also, what we need to understand about Sui, first of all, let's understand what is Sui, right? What is Sui? Before we come to token unlocks, Sui is a groundbreaking layer 1 blockchain platform. That's all we need to know. It's not a meme coin. It's not some protocol. It's a blockchain, right? So, okay, that's all we need to know. Let's go to token unlocks. We see the same picture. As you see here, Sui only has 26.8% supply, circulating supply right now. What does this mean? This means that it's extremely inflationary, because we see here over 73% of the supply is still locked or untracked, meaning that, and this untracked, this is the staking. So they're issuing more. You see this in white, this is 52%. This is for staking rewards. So if you stake Sui, they give you more Sui, meaning that they're causing inflation. And Sui doesn't have a banning mechanism either, that is causing scarcity either. And they're not using their volume efficient either, right? So these will cause a fear, and will cause people to unstake, and lower staking will take place. right? Don't take my word for it. Let's look at, I'm not picking on Aave, but it's just the best example right now. Let's look at Aave. Aave, let's go to DeFi Llama. Aave is the third most used. See, Aave is in the third place. This is the the largest lending platform in the industry, right? Only Lido and Eigenlayer is ahead of Aave. But as far as the applications, Aave is the #1 application in the entire industry. So this is not a small project, and it has staking capabilities. But let's look at the amount staked. To do that, you have to come over here, and you'll be able to, when you come here to holders, you'll see Aave staked. They're also, the #1 token is staked, right? Now, this is a project that has a market cap of almost 2 billion in market cap, right? And it's the largest application in the entire industry, right? And look at how much percentage is staked, 17.7%. Just as a reminder, ours is 70%, 70.7 almost percent. So we have 60% more staked than Aave. 60% of our supply more staked than Aave. Ask yourself, now use your critical skills right now. Ask yourself, why is that the case? Why? It's because smart money doesn't want to stake an asset that is inflationary. Who wants to do that? Nobody in their right mind is going to stake an asset that keeps giving you more inflation, adding more inflation to it, right? Let's look at this. Let's paint a better picture here. We're all very familiar with this, right? This is because of this. The US dollar. Does this chart look familiar? We all understand that the US dollar is based on debt, inflation, loss of purchasing power. It's an unsustainable monetary system. And this is why you see it looking like this. It just keeps dropping. Because to stimulate the economy, you have to print more of it. And if you print more of it, you're causing inflation. If you cause inflation, you lose purchasing power, right? And you're adding more debt to your currency. And look at this chart. And then let's come and look at this chart. Does it look similar? It looks the same. If it doesn't matter if it's Aave or the US dollar, or even, let's look at another chart. Let's look at Uniswap. Same thing. They have a staking platform also, right? The charts look the same. Because if you cause inflation, you lose purchasing power. Inflation just makes your token drop. And people don't want to stake a token that is inflationary. This is why they have such a low staking amount. And this is the whole idea. This is the message that we're telling you. SUI is inflationary. They have unlimited supply. I mean, Aptos has unlimited supply. So this staking percentage is going to shrink, because once the unlocks start, like we saw, the unlocks are about to start, right? And when those unlocks are about to start, people will sell before the inflation hits. So this is exactly what we need to pay attention to. And finally, if we go here, Saga, let's look at Saga, right? Let's look at Saga. Saga is another one ahead of us, right? So if you look at Saga right now, you see the same thing, right? You see Saga is same thing. Inflation makes the token just drop. It keeps dropping due to its unsustainable and inefficient tokenomics, right? And this is what we were reading in this article. It's true. And this is why they put it as a disadvantage. If you don't have a sustainable, if you have an unsustainable economic model, your network effect is negative. Actually, the more people that use your network, the more your price drops. It does the opposite. And this is why we were saying this is the solution we are bringing into this ecosystem. Like, we identified this issue, right? Inflation. And we did the opposite. How did we do that? We implemented a banning mechanism, which is scarce, right? If you see here, we added banning. So instead of causing inflation, making your chart to look like this, how can your chart look like the US dollar chart, and you have 46 billion in volume, 46 million in volume? This is not efficient. This is not sustainable. So your network effect is actually working against you, right? And the more people are using your network, the more your chart looks like this, because you're not sustainable. So this is why we always stress on sustainability and efficiency, right? So let's continue looking at Saga. What is Saga? First of all, let's understand what Saga is before we look at that. So Saga is another layer 1 blockchain, right? And its main focus is in gaming, right? It's known for gaming. It's here for a gaming blockchain, and its market cap is over 132 million, and like we said, it's almost 46 million in volume, just in daily volume. Now let's look at their token unlock. It's even more scary. They have less than 10% unlocked, meaning in circulation. Over 90% is still coming. They still have over 90% to dilute, to inflate the market with, right? So this just shows you where this is heading. This is why we say the industry is struggling with 4 challenges: lack of liquidity, inflation, unsustainable staking distributions like we see here. This is unsustainable. How can you have 90% of your supply still ahead? This will be dumped on unlock, on the market. And what will it do when we're already seeing the charts? Why do you think the chart looks like this? Because they only started with 10% in the liquidity pool, and now the remaining 90 is being dumped slowly into the market, draining the liquidity and going to zero basically, right? This is unsustainable. This is not just Saga. We are not picking on Saga. This happens to the best in the industry, right? And this is exactly what sets us apart. Keep in mind, today's topic is United We Stand. We started with individualism, lottery. We understood the network effect, but the network effect only works for you if you are sustainable. Remember, you have to be sustainable, you have to be efficient, you have to be solving the 4 challenges in the industry. That's the only way the network effect is going to work for you. If not, it's in the negative part. It says that you'll have an inability to adjust to evolving circumstances, and an unsustainable economic model will result in negative network effects. And we saw it here, right? So, and we also identified this, the reason why Aave, even though they're the largest application in the industry, right, only 17% of their supply of the total supply is being staked, because they are too inflationary, and those who are staking are actually losing, their tokens keeps losing value, right? Because it's just too inflationary, and nobody on the right mind wants to stake something that is causing inflation. Meanwhile, with us, not only do we have a banning mechanism that you see here, right? And we started with a supply of 1 million tokens. And if we look at where we are now, our million supply is now down to 967,000. So we are closing in on almost banning 33,000 tokens. And this supply keeps shrinking. Every time there's a trade, whether it's a sell or a buy, this supply keeps shrinking. There is none other cryptocurrency right now, even Bitcoin. Bitcoin is inflationary. Ethereum right now is inflationary. Binance is inflationary. Solana is inflationary. We can go on and on, right? They're all inflationary. None of them is really scarce in supply. None of them is shrinking in supply. And none of them is retaining liquidity for the community, right? So that means they're playing the same lottery game also, because there can only be a handful of winners. Majority have to lose. That's the game that is being played in the crypto space, right? because they're not focusing on sustainability and efficiency. And this is why Vitalik was also complaining that DeFi platforms on Ethereum are not sustainable. And he doesn't respect platforms that are not sustainable, because it harms not just the industry, but it harms the consumers, like the community members. It harms them, right? So sustainability right now and efficiency is not being focused on right now. And this is our strength. This is our competitive advantage. And this is why we identify ourselves with this, because new entrants after us, they'll be facing a challenge to attract new individuals, because this is the time, the perfect timing to be in this industry and to have such a solid platform, because this is the time where the most liquidity is about to be gushed. The Feds are about to start cutting interest rates. They're about to, in 2020, it was 5 to 6 trillion that they printed. They printed more money than ever in the history of US. But this time it's going to be even more than in 2020. And if your ecosystem is not ready to retain liquidity, to burn tokens, to accumulate USDC distributions, or more, you're going to miss out on the largest bull cycle in the history. And after all is said and done, your chart is going to just go up like everybody else, but then it will crash 80 to 99% right back down, because you never burnt any tokens on your way out. You never retained any liquidity on your way up, and you didn't accumulate incentives in the form of USDC distributions, right? And because you are inflationary, your stablecoins are causing inflation, it will harm the ecosystem even more, right? So let's close out on this. Why is the topic United We Stand? Is because in our ecosystem, it's a win-win-win. I said it 3 times. Why did I say it 3 times? It's because the first win is for the traders, right? Traders win because they have so much liquidity in the liquidity pool. If you look at our liquidity to market cap ratio, we only have a market cap of 1.2 million. It's a baby. It's still very young. It's small, right? But nonetheless, you see how we already have a 413 liquidity. This is amazing. If you look at other projects right now with a similar market cap, they are anywhere close, right? And this is what we meant, that the market cap represents how much you need to have in order for 100% of the community members are able to cash out, right? And this is why you need to retain liquidity, to ensure that your liquidity eventually matches or comes very close to your market cap, right? That's the goal. And this is how it's supposed to be, right? And this growth that we've been experiencing has been all organic. We don't have paid shillers. We don't have paid influencers or any manipulative market makers. It's all organic, right? Our own community is the one doing the heavy lifting. We are doing these community events on a weekly basis that our own community members are participating in. We have, like we said, 4 weekly events. We have daily Zooms, and we have very committed, hungry, and consistent community members. We have an amazing group that makes all this happen. It's all organic, right? It's slow but steady. And we are preparing for the largest bull cycle ever. And this is what you want to be part of. So the first win is for the traders. They have enough liquidity to enter and exit. So they are confident in trading Bullrun token because they know that there is enough liquidity, right? The second win is for the stakers, right? Because the more people stake, the more the traders are trading, the more USDC the stakers receive, right? So they are happy that the traders should keep trading, because the more traders trade, the more USDC distributions they receive, right? So the traders are happy because they have liquidity. The stakers are happy because the traders are giving them even more USDC distributions. The third win comes from the holder. The holder is not a trader and is not a staker. They're just holding, right? They're just holding, like these individuals here. These are just holders. They have 5,000 tokens, 4,200. They're not staking their tokens. They're just holding it. They are winners too, because they are happy because the more traders are trading, the more bans are happening, right? And the more trades are happening, the more stakers are staking. This is why you see such a large percentage of stakers are staking. So even this is how everybody wins, right? It's not one winner takes it all, like it's in the lottery system led by the government, taxing those that actually need, and actually they're taxing the poor, right? But rather, we developed a platform that is actually catering towards those that are needed the most, right? And you create a platform that is actually doing exactly what we said at the beginning. If you want wealth, create value for those that need it the most, and do it better than anybody else in the industry. Once you can achieve that, once you can do that, you'll succeed, right? And this is our aim. We want to succeed as a unit. We want to succeed together, right? And what we need to understand here is that the odds to win in lottery is like hundreds of millions to one. But here we have a global community that work together and we win together, right? When we give something our all and we see results, doesn't that motivate us to continue and do even more? If you realize that you finally found the recipe to a challenge and a solution to that challenge, don't you want to share it with your loved ones? And if you understand that you are part of a team sport, don't you want to be in the starting 11 if it's football, or starting 5 if it's basketball, and play your best game? This is what network effect is all about. It's not a single sport. It's not a one person wins it all, but it's we together. United we stand. And if you win, I win. If I win, you win. We all win together. So we play together, we win together. Whether you're a holder, whether you're a staker, whether you're a trader, you all win. We all win. Because based on our fundamentals, our sustainable tokenomics, our efficient use of volume, our burning mechanism, retention of liquidity, accumulation of USDC distributions, all of this are adding value to the masses, to the community members. And we're doing it better than anybody else in the industry. Starting from the top Bitcoin all the way down. We're adding more value to our community members. And we're doing it better than the industry is by finding solution to the 4 challenges. Lack of liquidity, we are retaining it. Inflation, we are burning it and we are scarce. In unsustainable staking distributions, we are retaining USDC distributions for our stakers. And actually, let's look at it. Not only is 70% of our supply staked, but if we look at our staking contract, you realize that we are not issuing Bullrun token. We are issuing USDC stablecoin as distributions. This doesn't cause inflation, and this causes stability, right? Unlike these that are ahead of us, Saga, Aptos, Sui, we looked at them, right? You get more Sui. If you stake Sui, you get more Sui. You get more Aptos for staking Aptos. You get more Saga for staking Saga, right? And they don't have a burning mechanism, and they don't have a sustainable staking mechanism either. So we know what that means. This is going to shrink because smart money will exit before the token unlocks, right? And what does this tell us? That we are the best, we are on our way to be the most staked token. And we are already the 4th most staked cryptocurrency amongst the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world. Community, take a deep breath and let this sink in. You don't see any meme coins here. This is where all the playing stops. These are all blockchains, layer 1 blockchains. And we are the fourth amongst the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world based on their total staked, right? We have over 70%, which puts us at the fourth place, right? And even the ones ahead of us, we saw how unsustainable they are as far as their staking distributions, how inflationary they are, how their token unlocks are still ahead, right? So literally, we found a way, we found a solution to develop a staking platform that is scarce, meaning our supply went from 1 million to 967 and it keeps dropping, right? So instead of adding more tokens into circulation, ours keeps shrinking. Instead of having more tokens in circulation, we actually locking, 70% of that is locked away. So out of the 967,000, 683,000 are locked away. What does this mean? This means that we have less than 300,000 that is circulating around. And let me correct you. 16% is in the liquidity pool. So if you add 168 plus the 687, you receive roughly 850,000. So 850,000, so that means there's only 110,000 BRL tokens circulating around right here. That's unheard of. The rest is locked in the smart contract, or is in the liquidity pool, or is being burnt even more. So there is no other platform or ecosystem like that. And this is what sets us apart. And this is what it says here. The entry barrier will be very high because new entrants will have a hard time catching up on us because we have the fast mover advantage. We're in the right place. We're in the right ecosystem. We have the right timing. The bull run cycle, the liquidity is still ahead of us. Interest rate cuts are being cut starting in 2 weeks. So everything is going great for us. We have a sustainable and efficient ecosystem that is putting the community's best interest at heart, and that is literally empowering them, right? And we discussed this many times. We even had a whole session dedicated to what do we mean by empowering the community? Is by giving them an asset that is liquid. And that liquid asset is scarce. And this liquid and scarce asset has a cash flow in the form of USDC distributions. And this liquid and scarce asset that has a cash flow is efficiently using its volume to maintain a sustainable and efficient ecosystem. And it does it better than anybody else in the industry. And we can humbly say this and look at it as a fact, right? And I always ask you to use these sessions as a point of reference and challenge me, right? If you find another ecosystem that is solving the inflationary challenge, lack of liquidity, inefficient use of volume, and unsustainable staking distributions, point it out. Let's discuss it, right? And other than that, if not, then literally we're the only ones in the industry that are doing that. And this is how we promote awareness. This is how we add value to the industry. And this is how we demonstrate that we studied these top 5 cryptocurrencies, took their strengths, right? And looked at their challenges, turned their challenges into opportunities, and turned those opportunities to solutions. And this makes us a solution-oriented ecosystem, right? That is turning challenges of these top 5 cryptocurrencies into opportunities and turning these opportunities into solutions. And these solutions are the 4 challenges in the industry. And this makes us extremely efficient. Like we said, if you want to accumulate wealth, if you want to be efficient, the best way to do that is find a solution to bring a lot of value to the community and do it better than anybody else. That's how you succeed in life in general, not just in the crypto space. Always add value to the community. And this is by developing such an efficient and sustainable ecosystem. This is the best way to add value, especially using the network effect, meaning that The more users are using it, the more it gains value, additional value, as more people are using it. That's the network effect, right? And it only works if you are sustainable. If not, it's not going to work, right? And this is what we set ourselves apart. This is our first mover advantage, and this is our strength. And back to the topic of the day. All we need to do is work as a unit. Knowing all of this now, doesn't it motivate us even more to work together as a unit? Understanding that the more we work together, the more successful we are. Whatever it may be, it can just be by you showing up like you showed up today. Participate in these community events. If we have tweets events like we have every evening, how much does it take you to just hit the like button and retweet, and then add a comment that inspired you? Write something that you want others to learn, or something that caught your attention and that you want to share with others. It doesn't take a minute to do that, right? And this is how you add value also. This is how you contribute to the ecosystem, right? To the growth. And this is how we attract awareness. We bring awareness through the form of education. People see that this community is engaged, they're active, they're participating. We want to be part of that. People love a winning team. People want to be part of a community that is active and engaging. And the least we can do is to do that, right? That's all we need to do. Everything else is done already. The analysis are done. The audits are complete. The smart contracts are also finished. The ecosystem is built. We are liquid, scarce. We retain USDC distributions. We are efficiently using our volume. So we have everything going for us, and we have an amazing community that is very engaged, very active. Everything is going for us, community. Let's stick to the program. Let's keep being consistent, and our success is literally all we know. United, we stand, community, and united is how we move forward. We don't have to worry about stepping on each other's necks, backstabbing each other, outwitting each other. It's not about one winner takes it all. It's about we all win together. Whether you're a holder, a staker, a trader, we all win, right? So let's work together, community. That's the message for today. That's what we have for you today, community. And let's bear with me as I'm switching my screen. Coming back to the comments, let's go through the comments briefly, as we promised, and close it out like that. And for those that are just entering new, please don't forget to engage with the tweets. As we said, this goes a long way, as it helps to reach as many people as possible. So let's go to the post, community. That's the message for today. The takeaway is that we have to work as a unit. We have to work together, community. It's not a one woman or one man show. We can't stress this enough. Let's build that network effect, right? As we grow as a community, the more liquid we should become, the scarcer we should become, the more liquid, the more USDC distributions we should have for our stakers, and also the more efficient we should be using our trading volume, right? That's very important, community. So let's go to the comments. Brother Dave says, greetings, community. I hope you are doing well, my brother. Together we can accomplish all things. Absolutely. Doing well. I hope you are doing well as well, Brother Dave. And yes, together as a unit, we can accomplish all things, community. It's very important to understand that. Greetings, my great brother Steve. Brother Theo says, greetings, my brother Steve, dearest Mama Wino, and my powerfully united Bullrun family. The title of this live stream says it all. I'm uber excited to get this session kicked off. Let's go. Beautifully said, Brother Theo. Always a pleasure seeing you in the community. Queen Mel says, happy Thursday, community. Greetings, Brother Steve. Greetings, Queen Mom. Greetings back to you too, Queen Mel. It's always a pleasure seeing you in the community. You're very, very much appreciated. N2B2 says, hello, community. Excited for another session with the best devs in the space. I have to acknowledge the community as well. The community has been going hard, and the work shows. Absolutely. You know, this is exactly the point. It's all of us. right? And we can't do it on our own. It's not a one. It's not a. This is a team sport. It takes every single one of us, and the results have been showing, right? Led by the amazing queens we've been seeing, and the kings have been putting in extra work also, so we are all collective. We've been putting in a lot of effort, and it shows. Very well said, and 2B2, very, very true. And you too, you've been putting a lot of effort, beautiful tweets you've been putting out, amazing effort you've been putting out on Twitter and on other social platforms, so you're very much appreciated as well. Queen Patricia says, good evening, family. Thank you, Steve, for coming to share with us again. Thank you for your dedication. Always stay blessed. Thank you so much, Queen Patricia. You're also very, very much appreciated. Thank you for your commitment, your consistency. You're always participating in these events. It goes a long way. Your consistency is very much appreciated. Queen Grace says, happy to be here once again for another great opportunity to learn more from our teacher. Thank you a million times, Mr. Steve. We love and appreciate you. Queen Grace, you're all over the place. We see you on Twitter. You never miss a community event. You're very engaged and active with your family as well. So you're very much appreciated as well for all your hard work, commitment, your leadership. You're very much appreciated. Queen Alice says, greetings, Steve, Queen Mom, and community. We thank God for another great Thursday and looking forward to learning. And the best time to learn maths. Much love to you. Thank you so much, Queen Alice. You're also very much appreciated for all your efforts, your commitment, your consistency. And you rightly said, education plays a major role, especially at this time. It's very important for us to really be educated, as so much uncertainties. We are faced with so much uncertainties, like we discussed in our last community events. But these uncertainties are opportunities, right? So instead of being paralyzed with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, we should look at these as opportunities, because throughout every chaos, every economic crisis or things like that, always came an amazing and a booming economy. So we can only anticipate how booming this economy is going to get. So let's be prepared. Let's be anticipating. Let's continue to be committed and consistent as we've been so far. Queen Viola says, hi, community. Glad to be here. Hands yellow, heart red. Thank you so much for participating, Queen Viola. Very a pleasure to see you here in the community as well. Glad to have you with us today. Queen Debbie says, greetings, community, and greetings, my brother Steve and Queen Mother Wino. I can't wait for yet another session with you, my brother. You are a blessing. Thank you so much, Queen Debbie. You are very, very much appreciated, and your efforts are also very, very much appreciated. Your hard work, along with other queens, is just priceless, and you've been contributing to the success of this ecosystem, and you're very much appreciated as well. And also, you're one of those that never miss any sessions. So thank you for always participating and being such a great leader in the community. We have Queen Val says, hello, Bullrunners. Hello, Mr. Steve. Hello, Queen Mother. Happy Thursday. So excited about today's topic. Unity is key. Beautifully said, Queen Val. Absolutely. You're also one of those queens that are absolute leaders and leading by example. You're very much appreciated for all your efforts, your hard work, your consistency. It doesn't go in vain. It doesn't go unnoticed. You're very much appreciated. Brother Eric says, greetings, family. Happy to be here. Another day to be taught by our teacher and mentor, King Steve. Many blessings to you, bro. Thank you so much, my brother Eric. Always a pleasure to see you. You're very consistent. We are glad to have you in the community. You're very active in our social platforms, so very, very much appreciated. Glad that you were able to make it tonight as well. We have Queen Grace here saying, greetings, Brother Steve, Queen Mom, and BRL family. Great opportunity again to learn. Always a pleasure to see you, Queen Grace. Thank you for your efforts, your consistency as well. You're very, very much appreciated. Then we have Queen Goleba. Hello, hello, Mr. Steve, Queen Mom, and Bullrun family. Greetings right back at you, Queen Goleba. Thank you also for your consistency, for always showing up, always being part of these sessions, and being very consistent. My brother Eric says, hello, Queen Awino. Much thanks for your guidance. Hi, Queen Val. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much for the shout outs, for the greetings as well, Brother Eric. Queen Kosi says, greetings, Bullrun family. Hoping everyone is well. Grateful for today's session to educate, inspire, and inform us. By the grace of our Lord, we have been standing together. Beautifully said, Queen Kosi. That's very beautifully said. We've been standing together and we've been working together to achieve so much success. It can only be achieved as a unit, and we all have contributed heavily to the success of it, and the results are showing, and this should even motivate us to continue, if not even do even more, so beautifully said, Queen Kosi. We have Queen Resego here as well, saying, hello family. Today is yet another day that the Lord has made. We are here to learn from our best develop in the entire crypto world, Brother Steve. So proud to be part of this ecosystem. I'm really blushing. Thank you for all the kind words. Thank you so much, Queen Resego. I can only give it back. There is no point of being able to hold these sessions if you're not showing up, right? So it takes all of you also. I can only give it back to you for always consistently being part of these sessions and having, benefiting from it, taking something away from it. And that's amazing. And we are just as proud to be part of this ecosystem, having such amazing individuals, queens and kings in the community. We are very humbled to be part of it. Queen Sarah says, good evening, Mama Wino and Brother Steve. This is another exciting moment to be educated, informed, and inspired. Thank you. Thank you so much as well for being part of these sessions. You're very consistent as well. You're very much appreciated. And then we have the tweets. Let's interact with the tweets. Queen Val says, this was for Killer Whale, same for Survivor and Bullrun. For those that are just joining or have not yet, I encourage you to please let's be engaging with these tweets, as we know the drill and we know the importance of engaging with them. They'll reach as many people as possible so that we can develop that network effect, right? And of course, for the new members, there's a link here for Telegram that you can join. We are very active on Telegram. We also have every Saturday, we have our weekly PCs on Telegram as well. And then we have Queen Tomeletso here as well. Greetings, our developer, Brother Steve, Queen Mother Wino, and the whole community. Yet another day to listen to the useful teachings from our developer. We thank Almighty for this opportunity. Thank you so much for always showing up, participating in these events. It goes a long way. Very, very much appreciated for your participation, for your engagement as well. My great brother Abdullah says, warm greetings to you all. Indeed, united we stand, sweet and simple, unremarkable, unbreakable bonds, unstoppable force. Let's go, Steve. You are amazing. You are just as amazing, my brother Abdullahi. I see you out there with WPR, and NB2B as well. Like it's a whole, you have a close-knit group that are just going all out there and making a lot of positive noise to bring awareness to the industry and our ecosystem. You're very much appreciated, Brother Abdullahi. Uncle George says, hi, Steve. Hi, Bullrun community. It's another Thursday when we have opportunity to listen to King Steve's presentation. Education is one of our strong pillars as it empowers us to locate our bearing. Beautifully said, Uncle George. It's always a pleasure and heartwarming to see you in the community. Appreciate your hard work, your efficiency, your support, your love. Very much appreciated. And thank you for your kind words. And beautifully said, education is key and it's the pillar to an empowered community. Very, very true. Queen Mother Wino herself says, greetings to all our amazing BRL family. Believe you are in good health and spirit. Thank you all, queens and kings, for all the hard work and commitment to the BRL community. Thanks, Steve. Beautifully said, Mom. We can't thank the community enough for, we can't thank the community enough for all the efforts that they've been putting in and all the commitment and for all the growth. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for your kind words, and you're very much appreciated also for your leadership, your consistency, all that you do for the Queens and for the community, your consistent meetings every Sunday, and daily Zooms that you're there as well. So you're very much appreciated, Mom. Brother Glenn says, greetings, bull runners. This is an exciting moment for bull run life. I want to thank you again, Brother Steve, for another amazing week of seeing BRL move up in price in holders and in staking percentage. This is really not me, you know. I appreciate it very much. First of all, thanks for your kind words, Brother Glenn. I hope you and yours are doing great. This is a collective effort, like we say. This is the network effect that we're talking about, right? This is the efforts of the queens. This is the efforts of the kings. This is the efforts of the entire community. And it takes us all, right, to participate, to engage, and even yourself. You know, we've been seeing you tweeting, you've been seeing you active on social platforms. So we are all contributing to the success. And that's the beautiful thing about this. You know, we all want to work together to achieve the highest success, right, as a unit. Brother Glenn says this is the right project at the right moment with the right community. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Absolutely. You know, everything has to fit. You know, you have to. The timing is important, and the timing is impeccable. We can't be at the best time in the history right now, before all this liquidity is about to flood through the industry, through the economy, and we on the right ecosystem, the right blockchain, the right cryptocurrency industry, right? So everything is working for us, and then we have the right community as well, with so many active participants. Brother Glenn says 50 people are watching. Let's hit the like button. Absolutely. Let's engage. Let's engage with the likes. Let's ensure that we'll comment on by the end of the video as well. Let's push this video to reach as many people as possible so that the word can spread about our industry and our ecosystem. Beautifully said there, Brother Glenn. Queen Cynthia says, hello, Steve, and greetings to Mama Wino and the entire family. Greetings right back at you too, Queen Cynthia. It's a pleasure seeing you in the community, and thank you for participating as well. Queen Aloshi says, I thank God for yet another reason to give glory to him. Every time I listen to Brother Steve's educative sessions, my confidence in the project continues to grow. All fear is gone. I embrace it fully. Beautifully said, Queen Aloshi, and we are so pleased to read this, because I hope, you know, most of us, or if not all of us, are experiencing the same way. And this is how it's supposed to be. Education gives us that confidence, right? Once we're informed and educated and inspired, our confidence continues to grow. And that's the reason, because we are in a very emotional industry, led by emotions, right? Fear and greed. But if we can be informed and educated and inspired, we gain that confidence, right? And we keep growing that way. So beautifully said, Queen Aloshi. Queen Resego says, ecosystem to the moon, Bullrun ecosystem to the moon. Absolutely. Queen Sarah says, thank you, Brother Steve, for this education. For sure, the meaning of the word team. Together, everyone achieves more. Wow, this is nice. This is very nice. God bless you abundantly. Thank you for adding this. This is beautiful. Team is together, everyone achieves more. Community, let this be our theme, right? Team, together, everyone achieves more. And this is exactly what this message, this is the takeaway of today. If there's anything you took away from today, is what Queen Sarah just said here. Together, everyone achieves more. This is exactly the takeaway that we should take away from today. And Queen Daphne says the same thing. Exactly. Together we stand. United we stand, right? And this is exactly what we need to understand. And once we understand this, and that we can only win together, right? Because success is all we want. That's all we know. And we're adding already so much value to the community members, right? And we know that if we want to succeed, we have to find a way to add value to the majority, to the masses. And we have to do it better than anybody else, right? So, and to do that, we can't do it on our own, right? It takes more than just 2-3 people. It takes all of us. All of us need to add value to it, right? So beautifully said, Queen Sarah and Queen Daphne. Absolutely true. Queen Sakina says, Supply shock incoming. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of these days, Queen Sakina, once you join, maybe on Saturday or so, if you're around, I would like, let me speak on behalf of the community. Explain to us what the supply shock is all about, and let the queens know and the community know what the supply shock is all about. What are we expecting? What's incoming? I'm really curious what the community will think about that. So beautifully said. If you hold through these times, once things start running, you will see exponential growth of your investment. That's Queen Saskina. That's the same queen that talked about the supply shock. So I'll leave it at that. This is all on you now, Queen Sakina. Queen Tomeletso says, the more we work together, the more successful we become. True that, Brother Steve. Absolutely. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We've been programmed to always work against each other and compete against each other since kindergarten, right? And we have to take out that mentality of to win, I have to beat this person. I have to outwit this person. I have to step on their necks to succeed. All that philosophy is out of the window, right? We have to reprogram our mindsets. With the blockchain technology and with such a strong ecosystem and such a passionate community, we can achieve success together. The more we work together, the more successful we become. Absolutely. Beautifully said, Queen Tomelesi. Queen Titi says the bulldozer, together we can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Once we kick in that bulldozer effect, it's over. It's literally over, right? So let's keep engaging. Beautifully said, Queen Titi. Queen Bangechi says, happy Thursday, family. Hello, Brother Steve. Indeed, the truth is teamwork is the heart of great achievements. Thank you for the wonderful sessions. Be blessed, family. Thank you so much for the feedback. Very, very much appreciated. Great feedback. Absolutely. This is the takeaway of today. And I see that we all really got the message. I'm so excited to see that, the message of today, it has been told so many times. And again, the best achievement is teamwork. That should be the heart of everything, right? Even me right now, I'm just a community member like all of you. I'm just doing my part, right? If I could do it for Shiba or Saitama, why shouldn't I do the same thing for our ecosystem as well, right? Only because we are founders doesn't mean that we are not team members. We're also part of the community, and we're just doing our little parts that we can to add value to the community, right? Like everybody is doing right now. You just showing up here, participating, commenting, tweeting, doing what you're doing, you're all contributing, and that's the beautiful thing. So greatly said, Queen Bangechi. And also, you're very much appreciated for your consistency, your leadership, you bringing an amazing new member in the community. It's just been incredible. It's amazing how this community is growing organically, and we have so many passionate community members, kings and queens, that I just get that positive vibration that we are going to succeed so well, because we are all in tuned, we are all in line, and we are so hungry and thirsty for success, and we are so consistent. Everything is lining up great for us, community. Brother Theo says, united we stand, together we succeed. Beautifully said. Thank you, Professor, for yet another phenomenal session. This is definitely one to rewatch on repeat. Thank you, my great brother, for all that you do for us all. Thank you as well for your consistency. Also, thank you for always being part of these sessions as well. Thank you for your feedback. Very much appreciated. Queen Goleba says, I love the staking part. We are growing drastically. Together we stand, together we win. Absolutely. Queen Goleba, that's a great highlight there. I mean, it's amazing to see that such a small community with barely 1,000 members already is the 4th largest, most staked cryptocurrency in the world. We're already the 4th largest without even going through a bull cycle. And every week, like you rightly said, we've been just growing, and there's more and more being staked. This is amazing. This is an amazing accomplishment. So I don't even want to start speculating. Let's just keep focusing on the fundamentals. Let's keep growing. Let's keep doing what we're doing, and the rest, we'll just see it one day at a time, right? Or 1 week at a time. Well said, Queen Goliba. Bullrun is competing well with the top dogs. Thank you, sir. Keep going forward. Absolutely, my brother Mokena. I also see you on Twitter. You're very active there. Thank you so much for contributions, always being part of these sessions. Very much appreciated. And absolutely, Bullrun is really doing very well with the top blockchains in the industry. And just imagining, this is not thoughtful thinking. This is not wishing or hoping. This is a fact that we are the 4th most staked cryptocurrency in the world. It's a fact, right? We're not wishing. It's not like, okay, eventually we will get. No, we are right now. And we keep growing, right? We haven't even gone through a bull cycle. And we're only at $1 million in market cap. The other ones ahead of us are 2-3 billion in market cap, right? So we still have so much room, to grow, and the sky is the limit. Queen Bogo says, hello, brother Steve. Thanks for your sacrifice. Being here 3 times a week is great. Thanks for all the education. You're the best. Thank you too. Me being here 3 times a week, meaning that you are here 3 times a week as well, right? So it's all thanks to you, so you're making it special as well. The community is always showing up, community is consistent, and we just want to appreciate all of you for always showing up, always being part of these sessions, always active. We're growing steadily. I mean, we really understand the blueprint, and the way I see this, we're really going to experience an amazing bull cycle this season. And the beautiful thing about all of this, because thanks to our sustainable ecosystem, once the music stops in the industry and the liquidity dries out, we've had accumulated so much liquidity, burned so many tokens, have a boatload of USDC tokens for the stakers, and efficiently have been using our volume, right? So we just need that boost from this bull cycle so that we can get this engine running and maintain and a sustainable and a consistent volume, and that's all we need. So beautifully said, Queen Bold. Queen Val says, let's all click on the like button and leave a comment when the live ends. Beautifully said. This is something that we should always encourage each other to do, as it goes a long way. As we saw, the last 2 live streams have had amazing numbers, all had over 50 likes, almost 40 comments, and the views were very high as well. Queen Nancy says, greetings Steve and BRL community. Great and educative video. Thank you for your dedication to inform us all as usual. Love and light. Thank you so much, Queen Nancy. Always a pleasure seeing you also. Thank you for taking your time and being part of this session today as well. You're very much appreciated. Ernest says, may the Lord keep you, Brother Steve, and Mama Wino, may he protect you and preserve you. Greetings to the Bullrun community. You're very much appreciated, Queen Ernest. Very, very much appreciated. Glad to have you in the community. Thank you for your feedback and your well wishes. May you also experience the same as your well wishes. Queen Gloria says, at long last, I managed to join. I don't want to miss. We are glad that you're able to join. It's a pleasure having you, Queen Gloria, and it's a pleasure. Welcome to the community. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you for taking your time and being part of this session today. Queen Joy says it's amazing and ridiculous how we are growing as a community and as a project on a daily basis. Truly united we stand. Queen Joy, beautifully said. Beautifully said. It is really amazing. It's mind-boggling how we are growing as a community and as a project, of course, as well. It's just amazing. Like every week, every time we check, we see how much progress we've made. So it's very true. Brother Glenn says, without you thinking of us, and wanting to build a project that's not taking advantage of the people, but for the people. So without your vision and what you build from your experience in this space, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words, Brother Glenn. I really appreciate it, very much appreciated. Can only give it back, always give it back to the community, because we can have an amazing platform and great vision, but if nobody catches or buys into that vision and is actively involved to grow that vision, then there is no point, right? So I always give it back to the community, because it's only through the community, all of us, that we can grow this. But I appreciate your well wishes and warm words. Very kind of you. Thank you very much, Brother Glenn. Queen Alice says, much love, Brother Glenn. Brother Theo says, at Glenn, well said, my brother. And Queen Joy says, less than a month ago, on 7th of August, we were 62% staked. Right now, we are over 70. Now we have an accountant in the community, official, the statistic, queen of statistics, Queen Joy. Thank you for the numbers, Queen Joy. Very specific. 7th of August, we were at 62.1%. This is amazing. We are 2 days behind. That's almost to the month. We jumped over 8% staked. This is impressive. That's amazing. Thank you for the numbers. Thank you very much for the numbers. So we have statistics coming in, community. Less than a month ago, 7th of August, we were 62.1 staked. Right now, we are over. Yes, this is impressive. Thank you for the numbers, Queen Joy. Very, very much appreciated. It's always so rewarding to see these numbers. It's very uplifting. It's always nice to see the progress, and numbers don't lie, right? So community, thank you so much for everybody that participated. I believe and I read that the comments, based on the comments, the message came across. We are strongest united, right? We stand united, we stand, right? And we achieve best results as a unit, as a community. And it's a team sport. Everybody's just chipping in and contributing to the best abilities, right? So for everybody that participated, I want to thank you all once more for all your efforts. I appreciate it at all. And thank you so much, community, for participating, for being part of this session today. You're all very, very much appreciated. I want to wish you all a wonderful rest of your week, and looking forward to see you again on latest tomorrow or by Saturday latest, when we have our Telegram BC on Bullrun Telegram. Meanwhile, I want to welcome everybody that is new in this, that participated, that is new in the community, and I want to thank you all. Thank you so much, community. Want to thank you all, and I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Looking forward to another session as a community again. With that said, you're all very much appreciated for participating. It was another large showing today, and let's keep pushing, let's keep growing as we are doing. Obviously, what we're doing is working great, so let's keep doing what we're doing as a collective. Thank you so much, community. It was a pleasure on my side, and I believe and I see that the message came across. So let's keep doing what we need to do. We all understand the mission, and success is all we know, community. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and much love to all of you. Stay blessed, stay focused, and stay healthy. Till next time, bye-bye, community.